key news-making developments that occurred during the week. So come along and enjoy the ride. We're beginning in the southeastern part of the country today, where Nigerian troops have dealt a significant blow to terrorist groups in the southeastern region, specifically targeting leaders of the indigenous people of Biafra as well as the Eastern Security Network. Troops of Operation Udoka arrested the founding father and 3 notorious commanders of IPOB and ESN in Imo and Abia states. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, announced the capture of Pius Iguh in the Orsu area of Imo State. Another alleged notorious commander of IPOB, Emmanuel Onwugu, was arrested in the Mbano local government area of Abia State, while a suspected cult leader, Ifeanyi Rock, was also apprehended.
There has been significant increase in the nation's daily crude oil production. At the time that the instructions were given, at that time, the daily crude oil production was around 1.1, 1.2. But today, we are talking about 1.7, getting close to 1.8. And I can assure you that we will increasingly make progress as we get towards the end of the year.
All right, that was the Defense Media Director speaking there, General Buba. And of course, let's get some more perspective about this arrest, how much of a breakthrough it is, and what next, most importantly. Joining us now in the studio is security expert Darlington Umoru. Beautiful Saturday to you. Welcome to the program.
A very cool and quiet one as well.
I know.
Good morning to you, sir.
Good
right.
morning.
And all right. So, what are your thoughts? With this latest arrest in the southeast, Orsu, in Imo State, and 2 other states, Anambra
and
Anambra. So, what are your thoughts this morning? How much of a heavy blow is it?
To me, it's congratulations to Nigerians, and to me, it's congratulations to our troops, our gallant military men who have been doing so well, who have had sleepless nights trying to ensure that the rest of us go to bed with our 2 eyes closed. For some time, beyond and aside from the northeast, northwest, and north central, one region that has also given this country concern, particularly when it comes to insecurity, is the southeastern region, particularly with the activities of the ESN and so many other factions that have, risen up to carry out a lot of nefarious activities. You remember that the last game the Super Eagles played, some journalists were kidnapped and 1 died in the process. Those who were going to Uyo to cover the game. And so oftentimes we often refer to them as unknown gunmen. Are they really unknown? That's a big question that deserves an answer from you this morning. But to the glory of God, the Nigerian military has not rested in their hours. They've been doing all they could to bring peace back to the one-time very peaceful region in this country, one-time very industrious region, one-time a region where you could talk of industry and manufacturing. All of that now is slowly going down and affecting the economy of Nigeria. And so the likes of Simon Ekpa, who resides somewhere else and is fanning the embers of insecurity in Nigeria, we should think of what to do to bring him to book. The founder of IPOB, or well, the leader of IPOB, not the founder now, really, Nnamdi Kanu, over time has said that some of those activities carried out, the criminal activities carried out in the southeast, are not by his men or from his men. And he has also said that when released, some of those who are doing some of those things behind in the name of IPOB, he will have to handle them in less than 24 hours. About 72 hours ago, I'm sure you are aware, abreast of the killings that happened in Anambra State. Some have said that they were actually reprisal attacks of cult groups. Others have said that others arrogated them to activities of the usual unknown gunmen. The governors of the Southeast at a point in time when ESN became a menace to the Southeast, they tried to come up with their own kind of regional military body to tackle the activities of ESN and those of the bandits. They called it a Bubeagu. But up until this day, I don't know whether that body or military body, whichever we want to describe them, ever saw the light of day.
Mr. Moro, just a moment, if I may just quickly come in now. We'll get to that level of looking at the interventions from the Southeast governors. But what do you make of the agitations of the IPOB, looking at the response from the federal government?
What is the agitations of IPOB? What are the agitations of IPOB?
You can walk us through that.
No, I don't understand. When you talk about agitations of IPOB, what do they really want? If you want to go and you want a Biafra state, there are constitutional procedures. Are they following that constitutional procedures? You don't secede by force. If you want to go by force, it means you want to go to war. Ojukwu went to war when he wanted Biafra out of the Nigerian formation. But the same Ojukwu came back to say, never again should that happen, before his demise. Ojukwu's wife is a minister today. So what do they want? To me, it's not wrong. It's not bad to want to leave the Nigerian arrangement. But how have you gone about it? The leaders, the true leaders of the Southeast, are they in support of what IPOB is doing? That is another $1 million question we should find answers to. The Ohaneze Ndigbo, that is the is it cultural? It's not. It's a political now. That we know as the
political.
The leading Igbo organization in the Southeast. Are they the one calling for a secession? The answer is no. IPOB is a body, a formation led by a group of persons. Are they really pursuing the interest of the Southeasterners? If you ask me, I say no. If you want to say why, then I tell you that if what you are doing, you are genuine in what you are doing, then you won't be killing your people. If you're not just killing your people, then you will not cripple the economy of your place. What has the Southeast done to correct what they refer to as abnormalities in the Nigerian arrangement? Southeast is the only region that has 5 states in Nigeria. Only recently they started looking into that. That's one. Politically, is the Southeast speaking in one voice? Do they have one voice? Would anybody who want to contest presidential election go negotiate with the Southeast leaders? No. Because they are divided. Would anybody who want to contest, who want the seat of the presidency in Nigeria, come to discuss with the Southwest? Yes. Because there's a leader.
It's a subject of debate if you say that they are divided. And when you look at some of their response to national issues in the country.
Who are the persons? I want you to, when you say they, I want you to be specific.
But the issue of, like you have said, now if one wants to counter you now, there's somebody from that region, they would say probably that, but what we've always asked for in terms of maybe, for example, if we can talk about marginalization, them being the only region that has produced
highly marginalized
five states.
5 states.
Doesn't that also give them, a room to
what
be
are
agreed,
they expected to do?
To be agreed.
What are they expected to do? Over time, I am more or less like a Southeasterner. Some explain. That's my second home. I schooled there. I worked there. I'm married there. So that qualifies me to also be an Easterner. But my challenge is, have they been able to synchronize this sect of people who are calling for, who are agitating for a Biafra state, have they carried the elders along? Have they sat down to negotiate that? There has been a test which was carried out by the man I most respect, Ojukwu. One man I very intelligent man. I don't know whether some of you grew up to know him very well. Very intelligent man. If you listen to him speak, he's an orator. He was an orator. Okay? And so if you say they, now my expectation, like I have told many of them who care to listen, if you want a Biafra state, you can achieve it. But why not start from the roots?
And what is that root?
And begin to build. And gradually take yourself into the mainstream of Nigerian politics. For instance, the president, the current president of today, started building his ambition from the roots. And then at a point in time, he ensured that for you to become president of this country, you must come negotiate with him. Because he was able to bring together the Southwest. And they were able to speak in one voice. And so, if you needed the votes of the Southwest, you knew where to go to. And if he didn't support you, you knew you were in trouble. And so when he said it was his turn, he had the backing because he had built the pillars. The pyramid was there already. The Southeast is the highest marginalized region by any government in Nigeria. Why?
Right.
Because they, too, themselves, have not been able to define precisely how to go about the Nigerian political arrangement.
All right. So that is political. Now, and that is one of the issues, to talk about. But, because of time constraints, let's now flip to, the security or the insecurity in that region and what's been done to curtail it. You spoke earlier on about a pertinent issue when the Imo and Abia outfit was created, but, from what we have seen, if we want to compare it with the strides by Amotekun, I know you have one thing or so to talk about. But now, how sincere, or is it a matter of fear of the ESN? Because even up till now, we have seen governors, Southeastern governors say, oh, there's nothing like sit at home, encouraging the people to come out, and carry on. But then who would want to go out, with the fear of the IPOB or the ESN, as the case may be? So
have they been able
what
to
is
provide
wrong?
Security for
Right.
those they are asking to go out on Mondays?
Right. So help us speak to that issue. Why we are still having, that Monday sit at home. It's so real. I know I had we have people who have been caught in that because
prominent.
And we also have
businesses
videos of residents in those states complying to the sit at home.
Indeed.
They have
And
to.
let me just add this to it, and the interventions from the Southeastern governors.
The intervention by the Eastern governors has not really proven anything. One man that has been able to stand up is the Imo State governor. Attempts were made at him severally, but they were futile. At the point in time, his native home was razed down, if you remember. So the other governors, what have they been doing? Soludo talked so much, tried to negotiate with the federal government on behalf of Nnamdi Kanu, said a lot of things, but has he been able to conquer security in his state? A PDP official recently asked him to resign since he's not in charge of security in Anambra State. About almost 20 youths were slaughtered about 3 days ago in two different locations, which was described as activities of a particular cult group. But
right. I even want us to narrow down the issue now about the way forward, how the governors can come together and make that region safer for their people.
I don't think these current governors in the Southeast have what it takes to bring peace to the Southeast. I think the matter should fall back to Ohaneze Ndigbo. if they sit with those bodies, these are fathers who know these children, who know their people, who can bring them together, talk to them, and then take them to the federal level and negotiate. It's about lobbying. What you want, go lobby. It's not about creating insecurity. When ESN was created, what we were told that they were going to be doing was to help their people that were suffering in the hands of kidnappers. But eventually, what have we had? Oftentimes, they have denied their involvement in insecurity, in the Southeast. But security reports, we have seen arrests, over time, and we have seen situations where confessions were made. We have seen where even women, because they are serving under the Nigerian government in the military, were slaughtered. Husband and wife, Southeasterners, not other tribes. So, and now you have deliberately crippled the economy. Now, beyond ESN, there are other factions. There are other sects that have come up. All of them in disguise of ESN. It's very difficult now, except arrests are made, for you to identify which of the groups carried out, well, they all answer unknown gunmen now, carried out whatever criminal activity that you find anywhere in the Southeast. But what I think going forward is that the Iguh thing that the Southeast governors put together to counter the activities of ESN, how much is the result provided by that body? That is to tell you that what they need, what even the Nigerian government need, is to call the recognized body, Ohaneze Ndigbo, call them, sit with them, negotiate with them, and then let them go back to their people to talk to their children. But the most dangerous thing I have often said here that can happen to any region or anybody is when you arm them. It's very easy to arm a group of persons. It's most difficult to disarm them. And when you cannot disarm them, the man who is carrying a gun or the man whom you have given small arms and light weapons to can turn against you tomorrow because he's been armed.
All right. We've indeed run out of time. I wanted to even ask about, residents, because, average residents are living in fear. I know somebody who reached out to me.
Not just residents, even the big men from Southeast, they hardly go back to Southeast.
I know someone who reached out to me. He's living in Orsu. I hear Orsu is dreaded now, and that these people are coming to use their houses to smoke, and they can't even speak out. They don't even know who to speak out to.
State is the hub now. Olu local government particularly. Olu local government particularly, from reports we have had. From Olu, you go to... was this riverside, so in all of this, it's not just the residents, even those of them who are helping to develop the place, they find it difficult to go home. End of year in the past used to be the beehive of activities in the Southeast, a place you want to go and see culture at its best. Nigerian culture at its best, where they go out, they make money, they come back home, they have passion.
Well, we hope things get better.
I'm afraid we have
and,
to. We have to
just have to leave it here now.
Leave it now, and hope that the security forces there, they get all the support they need to make life indeed safer for the people, because from what we are hearing, that more and more people want to reach out to the security network and to the official, the army, the police.
Now, that will give, with this development, if they continue in this manner, the people will now regain that confidence that, yes, they are actually being secured by the Nigerian military, who have been doing well all over the country.
All right. We'll leave it at that, Mr. Darlington Umoru. We thank you very much for your time with us today.
My pleasure being here once again.